That was Sonata Arctica with Replica off of Ecliptica. That was their first CD. It's been a while since that thing came out. Threshold with Avalon off of Critical Mass, and Platitude with Avalon Farewell off of 9. It is just about the end of the hour. It's actually the end of the hour, the top of the hour. I'm Ken the Metal Professor. We are exiting Mostly Metal here on WVLP. You should be tuned to 103.1 FM. We're in Valparaiso, Indiana. We're also streaming on WVLP.org, and you can find us on the TuneIn Radio app and perhaps other radio streaming applications for your cellular device. It is now time to enter the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program, and I have delayed audio coverage of last night's event in Griffith, Indiana, put on by Backbreaker Wrestling, and it was called On the Ropes.
Your insubordination will not be tolerated.
Welcome to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program here on WVLP. I'm Ken the Metal Professor, and last night in Griffith, Indiana, I was on hand for Backbreaker Wrestling show On the Ropes. I brought my recording gear, and I'm going to now present the show to you in a compressed format. So it was a little over 2 hours long, and I've trimmed it down to about 50 minutes. The show consisted of 3 matches and then intermission, and then a nice long 8-man over-the-top gauntlet match, over the top rope elimination gauntlet match, and then the main event with the debut of the brand new Backbreaker Wrestling Legacy Championship. And so what you're going to hear is audio captured from the show, me describing what's going on here and there so that you can get a sense of what took place, either because you weren't there or you were there and missed something, or because you were there and had such a good time you want to relive it. So the audio from the first half of the show will take about the next 28 minutes, and then at the halfway point past the hour, I'll check back in, do a station ID as I'm supposed to, and then kick off the second half of Backbreaker Wrestling's On the Ropes from last night, Griffith, Indiana. It is 10 minutes before showtime here in Griffith, Indiana, St. Mary Hildebrandt Hall, on the campus of the St. Mary Catholic Church Complex. Yes, Catholicism and wrestling go hand in hand, apparently. I'm in the house for Backbreaker Wrestling's On the Ropes. And over the next 40-45 minutes, you will hear compressed audio coverage of the show. It is Saturday night, June 1st. The show starts at 6 p.m. It's now about 10 to 6. I'm going to record the action, describe a little bit what's going on, and then mush it down into a digestible portion to air on the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. So let's hope for good things tonight. The place is already packed. It's a really good crowd. I was a little hesitant to see what the size would be because apparently Sunday, June 1st, was on the calendar with a thumbtack for every wrestling promotion within like a 200-mile radius. If you've listened to the show before, you know that I visited NGW, New Generation Wrestling. They have a show tonight, so good luck to them. Black Label Pro over in Crown Point, they have a show today, so also good luck to them. And let's see, Global Professional Wrestling across the state line in Illinois. Good luck to them. And those are just the first 3 I can think of off the top of my head. There are plenty others in the area-ish going on tonight. So there's no shortage of wrestling fun for people that like this kind of thing, but we're here for Backbreaker Wrestling, and the show will start very, very soon, and for you listeners, it'll start almost immediately.
All right, guys, your first match is being brought to you by Eagle House of Toys, conveniently located right there in the corner, and in your belt. And your first match, making his way from Kalamazoo, Michigan, weighing in at 270 pounds. Rothschild.
This first match at Backbreaker Pro Wrestling's On the Ropes is going to be the Battle of Entrance music. We're going to have Richie Rothschild and his somber Led Zeppelin-esque, well, it's not Led Zeppelin-esque, I mean, it is Led Zeppelin, right? His moody entrance music, his slow walk to the ring. And then, recent NWIWRAP guest, the Polish Heartthrob, will come out next to his music, which will set a totally different tone. Richie Rothschild is drinking from a growler as he comes to the ring. I kind of understand. I was just at Costco before getting here, and I needed a growler after that. Man, people, if you're in a family of 5, have some awareness of how much space you take up.
Weighing in at 100 kilograms from Krakow, Poland. This is the Polish heartthrob, Jared Skolka.
And a delay for the music, just to build tension. We already heard a little bit of it, so that's okay. He can't come out until his music starts. There we go. Richie Rothschild was not impressed. So the growler is gone, the music is stopped. First match of On the Ropes is about to begin. I just noticed Richie Rothschild is not wearing boots. He's wrestling in bare feet. The Polish heartthrob is trying to get the crowd engaged. Richie Rothschild is still not impressed. He's plugging his ears. He wants everybody to quiet down, he says. I don't think there was a bell yet. Was there a bell? That was Richie Rothschild slamming his knees down with every step. That takes some leg strength. All right, they finally locked up. The Polish heartthrob has tried a few times to put on his pole lock with a hyphen. It's okay to say it that way. His finishing maneuver, which is a headlock with style, on Rothschild, but it's been kind of early in the match. Rothschild can still muscle out of it, and plus there's a size differential that it's just hard for the Polish heartthrob to get his skinny arms all the way around Richie Rothschild. Under his armpits and up and back over his head. Rothschild just got out of the ring for a minute, took a sip from his growler and sprayed the liquid in the eyes of Skolka, the Polish heartthrob, and so now Rothschild has the upper hand. Skolka with a basement drop kick, take control again. He got a 2 count out of it. He's calling for the pole lock with a hyphen. But he still can't get his hands together behind Rothschild's head. Oh. While Rothschild had the ref's view blocked, he kicked his leg up behind himself and managed to catch the Polish heartthrob in a delicate situation. And then a running kick into the corner by Rothschild has made Skolka a little bit woozy. Skalka just put a spinning head scissors on Rothschild, and now he's gave him the big Polish hammer for a 2 count. I think I just made that up. It's a hammer blow where he locks his 2 hands together and then chops them forward like an axe into the chest of Rothschild. Yeah, I figure if it's not called the Polish hammer, it ought to be. Skalka's gone up to the second rope, but Rothschild came over and clobbered him from behind, and now he has Skalka up on his shoulders. Skalka's trying to fight out of it, but he's way up high. Oh, and he pulls Rothschild back down. And finally, it looks like he has the pole lock with a hyphen locked in, and Rothschild tapped out. Richie Rothschild is leaving the ring area now, and the crowd is serenading him goodbye.
Your next match is being brought to you by NWIWRAP. Making their way to the ring, being accompanied by the manager of champions, Scott Powers. Weighing a combined 500 pounds.
Match number 2 is a tag team match. We have the Masters with manager Scott Powers taking on Johnny Motley and Kip Michaels. Kip Michaels is fresh out of a time machine from the glam scene of the 1980s. With his pink and black zebra stripe tights, a neon green torn-up t-shirt, bleach blonde hair. It's not even blonde, it's more like off-white. And a bandana, because why not? The ref is checking Motley and Michaels for cassettes of bad music, and now he's checking the Masters for those hidden golf tees they can use as weapons. And there's the bell. I heard it this time. The bell rang, but Kip Michaels is asking for a delay. Oh, he was trying to take off his bandana, but accidentally the entire wig came off. It's shocking. Now he just has a little wisp of hair off the top of his head. Even Johnny Motley is shocked. Fortunately, Motley's hair is real, as far as we know. Motley wants the ref to wear the wig now, but he's not having any of it. Shooter McGavin of the Masters in the ring with Johnny Motley, and McGavin just planted Motley upside down and face first into the turnbuckle. Then they took each other farther up. Motley's about to come off the turnbuckle. Big body splash. Only a 2 count. A vicious elbow from McGavin on Motley. McGavin has tagged in his partner. I don't know if I'm supposed to call him Cujo. Motley with a tilt-a-whirl head scissors into a Russian leg sweep. Shooter McGavin got tagged back in, and Motley, not quite to the corner. Now Michaels gets tagged in. He's got some energy. Shooter McGavin just took his shirt off, which elicited groans from the audience. And then he used it to choke Kip Michaels right up before the count of 5, got him disqualified. And Kip Michaels is pretty worn down. He's not able to do much. Masters still have the upper hand. Motley is trying to get the crowd behind his partner, Kip Michaels. Michaels is mounting a bit of a resistance, hitting Cujo in the head with forearms. And then a stunner. And he finally gets to tag Motley in. Motley is cleaning house with flying elbows into both of the Masters until he turned his back on McGavin. He's up on the second rope. The ref is encouraging him to think twice about what he's doing, but no such luck. And right when he got both of the Masters down, Brentley Alexander Dawson and Thomas Keith came running out from the back and attacked Motley. So Motley and Michaels have won by DQ, but things are kind of broken down here. Cade Lee is in the ring now. The boss is exerting his authority and throwing Cujo off of Kip Michaels. The Masters must have said something to make him mad, because now he's pummeling them. His wife has come over from the ring announcer position to try to calm him down and get him out of the ring. He didn't really listen to her and just flattened the Cujo Masters with a big forearm. And now Cade Lee his body language is showing that he's thinking, okay, maybe I got a little carried away there. So everybody's a little bit calmer now. The crowd appreciates what he did. And now Mrs. Lee has to compose herself and hop back to that ring announcer position.
making their way to the ring, weighing in at 175 pounds from the grand stage of the Gladiator Arena, Kevin Graves.
Geez, Kevin, bring the mic to me. Oh, I didn't know it was on. Excuse me. Well, hello, everyone. Let me just start off by saying I owe everyone an apology. You look like a man. Yeah. So, let me reintroduce myself because that guy you've seen over the past couple of months, that's just not me. That guy didn't have glad attitude, but this guy is the guru of glad attitude. This guy is the guru of gratitude. Yeah, I know. Woo! So, ladies, I am also known as the Bedlam Brawling Champion. Yeah. But more importantly, I go by Mr. Beautiful Kevin Graves. And before we continue, let me just read an insert from the golden years of Graves. Hey, Mr. Beautiful. God, I'm gonna miss you so much. We've had so many good times this year. I'll make sure I give you
Kevin
my
Graves is
number.
reading from his yearbook.
Love you tons, Rachel. Rachel, Mr. Beautiful's gonna win this one for you, honey.
Graves came out in his Letterman jacket with his yearbook. He had to come all the way over to the side stage to use the microphone, but now he's marching back to the ring again, making the referee part the ropes for him. Too cool for school.
And the yearbook actually said that. Okay, his opponent, weighing in at 190 pounds from St. Louis, Missouri. Welcome, Sabotage.
Kevin Graves' opponent is Sabotage, making his debut here at Backbreaker Wrestling. And there's the bell. Kevin Graves paused to go stand in the corner and wave at the crowd. I think he's impressed with his own supposed popularity. Kevin Graves took Sabotage off his feet and is now doing a victory lap around the inside of the ring and even slapped the referee in the backside as part of his celebration. And he did it again. Graves is barking about his collegiate level standards. Now he's taking a victory lap around the outside of the ring. All right, I'll let you know when he gets punched in the face. Sabotage had enough of Kevin Graves' shenanigans, and he threw him out over the top rope, followed him outside of the ring, knocked him around a little bit. Now he's thrown him back into the ring. Slingshot elbow drop from outside to inside on top of Graves. At least for the moment, things are a little bit back to normal. Ooh, big high back body drop by Sabotage onto Graves. Graves isn't feeling very good now. Ah, he's clawing at the eyes of Sabotage. Some folks in the crowd are chanting, "You can't wrestle at Kevin Graves." I think he would disagree with his collegiate level standards that he was talking about before. Maybe you can hear that chop that Kevin Graves just gave Sabotage in the corner. And Sabotage retaliates with a bunch of strikes. Kevin Graves got a 2 count on Sabotage, but not enough for 3. Nice flying drop kick by Sabotage off of Graves. He goes into the corner after Graves, but Graves lifts him up and out. But Sabotage is climbing up to the outside of the top turnbuckle. Big body splash. 2 count. Sabotage wants Kevin Graves to get up. Graves obliges. And Sabotage gives him a forearm to knock him out of the ring. And now Sabotage is out of the ring after Graves. So the match won't be ending for at least a little while yet. Oh, they're still outside the ring. Sabotage went after Graves. Graves ducked. Sabotage hit the ring post. And then Graves gave him a satellite DDT onto the floor of the gym. And now Sabotage has been counted out. On the way out of the ring, Kevin Graves hit Sabotage with his yearbook. That is not an authorized usage of that object. What would the teachers say if they could see him now? So it's intermission time. This is one of the reasons I like Backbreaker. One of the many. You come in at 6, you get 3 matches lasting about an hour, then you get intermission, and then you get 3 more matches and then you get to go home. And you get to be home at a reasonable hour. It's awesome. There you have audio coverage from the first half of Backbreaker Wrestling Show on the Ropes from last night in Griffith, Indiana. You're listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. I'm stalling a little bit while I change my input cord from my tablet to my laptop because I want to follow up something that you heard there during that set. By the way, you're listening to this on WVLP, Valparaiso, Indiana's only nonprofit community radio station at 103.1 FM and streaming on WVLP.org. So first of all, I have to apologize for getting a name wrong when the Masters were out for their match. Shooter McGavin, I've used his name a lot, and I knew that one. And I just, for some reason, I was sitting there at the table and I drew a blank on the Master's name for his partner. He looks a lot like the wrestler Cujo. However, his name is actually Kurt Joseph, and my brain just drew a blank at that time. So I apologize for getting that wrong and referring to him as Cujo when I should have called him Kurt Joseph. And you could tell I knew at the time that I had something wrong there, but it wasn't crystallizing for me in the moment. Now, in that recap there, in that audio capture, you heard a situation where at the end of the match with the Masters, things got out of control. The other two members of the Masters, 4 altogether, and a manager, came out and interfered in the match, and that enraged Cade Lee, the owner of Backbreaker Wrestling, and he actually got into the ring and took it to Kurt Joseph pretty well. And so Cade Lee and his wife Lynn have posted a follow-up to the show just thanking everybody for being there. And I'm going to play that now. It does have a spoiler or two for the results of matches in the second half, which I am about to play after this. But, you're going to hear the results anyway, and most of you probably know what they are. And the results have been posted on Backbreaker Wrestling's Facebook page. So at the risk of spoiling the winners of the 2 matches that you're about to hear the audio from, I'm going to play this little follow-up to Backbreaker, which does have commentary about the Kurt Joseph situation, and then he quickly followed up with something on Facebook of his own. And so let's just listen to what these two things are.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I just want to take a second and say thank you so much for coming out to the Backbreaker show. You guys were amazing. Another huge crowd. We really, really appreciate you guys, and we love having you with us. So make sure you mark your calendars now. August 3rd, back at the Hildebrandt Hall, will be our next show, and it is Super Slam, so that'll be awesome.
And we want to congratulate Drex Odell on his big win last night, becoming the #1 contender for the Backbreaker Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, and he will get that opportunity at Mega Clash in November.
And huge congratulations to Dick Davis, Win Spike Win, on becoming the first ever Backbreaker Wrestling Legacy Champion.
Absolutely. And fans, I need to apologize. Any of you that were there last night, I really did lose my cool. I stepped out of my role a little bit. A lot, and it was completely out of hand, and I apologize for that. Sorry you guys had to witness that. And Kurt Joseph, I apologize for putting my hands on you.
Not that he didn't deserve it, but
I apologized.
Good job.
So we will see you guys August 3rd at Super Slam, and I can't wait. We will have match announcements coming up soon. Thank you, guys.
So there you have the follow-up to On the Ropes from Cade Lee and his wife. And Kurt Joseph followed up with his own comments about what had happened and whether or not he accepts Cade Lee's apology.
It is appreciated knowing that Mr. Cade Lee, the owner of Backbreaker Wrestling, saw fit to apologize for his actions last night, and I do take that to heart. Unfortunately, my lawyers and I agree that that is not good enough. I am pursuing a lawsuit against Mr. Cade Lee and the company of Backbreaker Wrestling, as he is a non-combatant and should never have put his hands on me in that ring. So unfortunately for Mr. Lee, his wife, and his child, legal proceedings will begin very shortly. Have a wonderful Sunday, everyone.
So there you've heard from Kurt Joseph and his reaction to Cade Lee's apology. So things might be a brewing there. Kurt Joseph is a monster, and if that's not apparent from his actions in the ring, the video he posted to Facebook is in portrait mode. I mean, really, guy, come on. All right, I'm Ken the Metal Professor. You're about to hear the audio from the second half of Backbreaker Wrestling's On the Ropes, and the audio from Facebook I just played did give away the two results. I probably should have waited until after this second half to play those, but I wanted to play those coming right off of listening to the audio from what happened during that match with the Masters and Cade Lee running into the ring afterwards. So it was a lose-lose or win-win situation or whatever it is. I don't care. Here comes the audio from the second half. That's the wrong file.
Well, that was Kevin Graves letting the audience know during intermission where he could be found. He's now gone back to the ring, and he's standing there with his yearbook, but no takers. Oh, wait, there's one person with a camera who has approached the ring. Graves is standing perfectly still like a statue with his yearbook pose.
Wrestlers, especially Kevin Graves, to the back. Are you ready? Yeah? Okay. So, this match is going to be an over-the-top rope gauntlet match. It's going to start with 4 men, and as they're eliminated, they will be replaced, and the last man standing will be the #1 contender for the Backbreaker Heavyweight Championship. Okay, so that's Trog's belt. You guys like Trog? Yeah? We'll work on that. Alright, you guys ready to get started? There we go. This over-the-top rope gauntlet match is going to be brought to you by Creative Comics! Your first contestant is representing the Masters. He is weighing in at 190 pounds from Bushwood Country Club, Brentley Alexander Dawson. Your next opponent is weighing in at 175 pounds from Griffith, Indiana. Put your hands together for Jake Rowe! 35 pounds from Hollywood, Florida, Dave Allen!
All right, 4 men are in the ring for the opening match of the second half. The over-the-top gauntlet match. Brentley Alexander Dawson, Dave Allen, Jake Rohn, and newcomer T. Versace. Nobody knows what to make of him, but it looks like he's trying to collaborate with Brentley Alexander Dawson, so... And Dawson bails and leaves Versace in the ring alone with Rohn and Allen. Rohn and Allen playing Wishbone with T. Versace. Youch. Taking turns doing atomic drops. And they deposit him gently onto the top rope, but now take him for a pony ride up and down. Dawson is still minding his own business outside the ring. Ref Paper Harley is encouraging Dawson to come in the ring, and with his hands on the top rope, he gets slingshotted in by the other two. After a whole series of right hands back and forth from Allen and Roan, Dawson does the flare flop. Now T. Versace is back in, and he tackled Allen from behind. T. Versace is the first man to be eliminated. His replacement in this gauntlet match, Jeff Steeples. Oh, Brentley Alexander Dawson goes out over the top rope.
Brentley Alexander Dawson has been eliminated.
So
Billy the Kid.
Roan and Allen both attack Steeples as he's getting into the ring, and he just shoves them both off. But here comes Billy the Kid as the next replacement. So he and Allen are clobbering on Jeff Steeples. So as each man is eliminated over the top rope, a replacement comes out. I'm guessing that the total number of people involved will be 8. Let's see. It seems like Allen and Billy the Kid and Jake Roan are all aware that they are outsized by Jeff Steeples. So the three of them are kind of taking on Steeples all at once, trying to lift him up and over the ropes, but so far he has not made it over the ropes and onto the floor because he's successfully fighting back. Billy the Kid just dropped Steeples. Steeples didn't move. And then Steeples knocked Dave Allen to the floor, so he's been eliminated.
Taking his place is Drex Odell.
Here comes Drex Odell as the next replacement. He goes right after Billy the Kid. Steeples and Roan are taking a breather in opposite corners, just kind of letting Odell and Billy the Kid go at it. Here comes Jake Roan. He's game. He's going after Drex Odell because those two have history.
Your last contestant, Gabe the Brave Juarez.
Drex Odell eliminated Billy the Kid. The last entered is Gabe the Brave Juarez. He goes right after Drex Odell when he gets in the ring. Steeples and Roan were going at it by themselves for a while, and now they're both back into their respective corners. Gabe and Odell chopping the heck out of each other. Gabe and Odell took a break from beating on each other to combine to throw Steeples out over the top rope, which is not an easy thing to do. Steeples is gone, but now Gabe and Odell are back at it. Gabe just gave a cannonball to Drex Odell. And another one. Jake Rohn is trying not to be noticed in the corner. Smart move. Cannonball number 3 by Gabe onto Drex Odell. And now Jake Rohn steps up. Shoulder block doesn't do much. Even off the ropes, still doesn't do much except get himself knocked down. Gabe just about had Jake Rohn eliminated. Drex Odell came over and gave Gabe a low blow to stop that. It's kind of strange that Odell would save Rohn. But I think he just wanted to do it himself because now Odell is going after Rohn. Jake's trying to put Odell over the top. That's not going to work. And a clothesline from Odell sends Rohn over the top rope.
Jake Rohn has been eliminated.
Now it's down to Gabe the Brave and Drex Odell. The winner of this match is the #1 contender for the Backbreaker Heavyweight Championship. And Drex Odell puts Gabe out over the top rope.
This match will be for your first ever Backbreaker Wrestling Legacy Championship. Weighing in at 240 pounds from Indianapolis, Thomas the Benjamin Keith.
So the main event of Backbreakers on the Ropes is the debut of the Backbreaker Legacy Championship. Dick Davis and Thomas the Benjamins Keith vying for the title. Keith has already grabbed it from the referee and held it up over his head like it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to win. His back is facing me, but it looks like Thomas Keith might have just taken out a wad of cash. Yeah, and he's offering cash to Dick Davis to lay down and take a pin. That's a lot of cash. He ought to consider it, really. I would. Dick has taken the money in his hands to check it out, make sure it's not fake. Dick has carefully folded the money and put it in his tights. They're shaking on it. And clothesline from Dick Davis onto Thomas Keith. So Keith has no money and no pinfall. And these guys have been going at it for probably about 8 or 10 minutes. Davis has a moment where Thomas Keith is on the mat, so Davis took the cash back out of his tights. Looked like he was about to feed it to Thomas Keith, but Thomas Keith swung up a foot and hit him. Well, Davis had Keith in a upside-down abdominal stretch. Don't know exactly what it's called. He had Keith's ankle up over Davis's neck, dangling his body to the floor. Keith kicked out of it. Ooh, vicious flying knee strike by Thomas Keith. Keith just planted Davis into the mat. That was the big thud that you heard, and now Keith is headed for the top turnbuckle. Goes for a senton, but Davis rolled out of the way, and so Keith just landed right on the base of his spine. And here comes one of the masters out, Cujo. He's distracting the ref while the rest of the masters come out. Brentley Alexander Dawson, Shooter McGavin, manager Powers. The referee's totally distracted. He doesn't hear any of this, of course. McGavin accidentally just hit Dawson with the golf club. The ref missed all of that. Oh, the ref has now found the golf club in the ring and is asking Keith what the deal is with it. And during that distraction, Keith got rolled up by Davis for the 3 count. Dick Davis is in the ring celebrating with the boy who looks to be his son. Some of the fans brought streamers. They've thrown those into the ring. It's a big party. Unless more shenanigans happen, that does it for Backbreaker Wrestling's On the Ropes from Griffith, Indiana. Thanks for listening to the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program.
Ready to go, Dick.
And there you have it. That's Backbreaker Wrestling's On the Ropes from last night in Griffith, Indiana. I'm Ken the Metal Professor. That wraps up this edition of the Northwest Indiana Wrestling Action Program. I still have the microphone and the mixing board until the top of the hour, which means I get to play more heavy metal in the last few minutes. And so I'm going to play a song by Demons and Wizards. They are going to be out on tour later this year. This is Hansi Kirsch from Blind Guardian and John Schaefer from Iced Earth, their side project. They haven't released a CD for years, but they are releasing remasters of their first 2 discs. And here is a track from one of them.